Hello, my name is Maximo Mejia.
My name is Jason Nutt.
My name is Noah Higa.
And I'm Christy Woodward.
For our final project and presentation, we will discuss our social engineering proposal to obtain private information from a target user.
The first step in our social engineering attack is research. We need to figure out what we need from our target and how we will get it.
The main goal of our attack will be to obtain the target's private cell phone number while finding out more details about them that will help us get past the security authentications in place for the websites the user uses. With the target's private cell phone number, which most users use as their SMS verification number, we could request the number change through the target's telecom carrier to a new number that is under our control, and use two-factor authentication via text message to gain access and change passwords of sensitive accounts. We want to do this by impersonating someone our target trusts and asking our target for his cell phone number under the facade of trying to keep in contact with him.
Our next step is to hook our target into engaging with us.
Our target is a school instructor. Therefore, we had access to other means of gaining contact with the user, specifically his school email address. We could use this to start our contact with the target. With more research, we found out that he had a public blog detailing some of his encounters with people he had met. This was the perfect way to learn more about someone he might want to talk to again, and possibly give up his personal phone number. With malicious intent, we would use this information to impersonate an acquaintance with an elaborate and believable story.
Once our target is hooked, we play and continue the charade until we get the information that we need.
For the attack, we must be persistent in attempting to attain our target's phone number. However, these attempts must be natural and not too forced in order to avoid raising suspicion. We use the details learned from the blog entries to impersonate a friend and establish trust with our target. Using tactics such as requesting to meet again and obtaining a cell phone number for easier contact. Escalate until we have acquired the target's personal cell phone number.
Once we have a phone number and have begun collecting the desired information, the last step is to exit and close out naturally.
Once the data has been collected, the conversation must end naturally to avoid suspicion from the target. If you end the call right after the target discloses the sensitive information, the target will begin to assume something's up. The entire exchange must also happen as soon as possible to avoid raising the chances of the target meeting up with the actual acquaintance we're impersonating.
So what are some ways for you to avoid this social engineering attack?
There are a few mitigations that a Chief Information Security Officer might recommend in order to prevent this sort of social engineering attack. One thing you should do is limit the availability of your private information online. Don't use private phone numbers or email addresses, but rather post business ones instead. Consider changing the names of specific people in your stories. In our case, our target updated a personal online blog daily with names and specific details of people he came in contact with. This allowed us to impersonate people that he met recently. If we contacted our target using names that we did not know he changed, our target would be alert and aware that someone is trying to trick him. Another thing you can do is avoid SMS as a second-factor authentication method. SMS is spoofable and is not a sufficient second factor in authentication. Opt instead for a time-based authentication such as Google Authenticator.
That concludes our report. Thank you for watching.